Have you ever had days where you think, why am I so tired today when I slept the same amount as yesterday? Or notice that some days you feel clear and focused, other days you feel foggy and drained, and certain times of the day you're naturally more alert, and some parts of the week just feel heavier than others. It can make you start to wonder, is it just me? Am I all over the place? But what if you're not scattered? What if you're rhythmic? And nobody ever taught us how to listen to that. Listen here. Welcome back to the break room. And I am Deetra Dennis, the self-care coach for nurses and the founder of Full Circle Health Coaching LLC, where we empower Black women nurses to move from burnout to alignment so they can serve from the heart at the highest level without self-sacrifice. And today we're talking about understanding our body's rhythms and discovering a bit of its hidden language. So here's the first thing I want you to know. Your body is not random. Your body is rhythmic. Let's take it on back to Genesis, when God designed creation with patterns and rhythms, day and night, work and rest, and seasons of the year. Your body reflects those same rhythms. And to keep it simple, we're just going to talk about three today: your daily rhythm, your weekly rhythm, and your seasonal rhythm. So, first, your daily rhythm is like your body's 24-hour clock, your circadian rhythm. I know you've heard of this, and a lot of this, what I'm talking about, is a reminder for you. And I'm just here to remind you, hey, that you are important, and it's important for you to listen to your body, each of us to listen to our bodies and follow the rhythms that were created for us. So, again, your circadian rhythm is that 24-hour clock. And what it does, it helps to regulate when you feel sleepy and when you feel awake. It regulates your body temperature, your certain hormones, and even how your mood and concentration feel throughout the day. And in a normal pattern, your body likes light in the morning to wake up, movement and activity during the day, regular meals, and darkness in the evening to wind down. And while you're asleep, your body is busy repairing, restoring, and processing the day. And when we don't get enough good quality sleep, or our schedule is constantly flipped, our rhythm gets pulled out of alignment, and your energy and your health feels it. Let me tell you something. My mom, at the time of this recording, is 88 years old. I call her my sassy senior. My mom has never used an alarm clock. She wakes up every day at the same time in the morning. And that is a sign of a well-tuned body clock, aligned with her routine with light and dark. And this is one reason it matters to understand and honor your daily rhythm instead of fighting it. So that's number one, your daily rhythm. Then there's our weekly rhythm, our 7-day flow. And in science, this is called your circadian rhythm. And let me tell you, long before there was science or research to name it, we see it in scripture. When you go to Genesis 2:2-3, and Exodus 28:8-11, a pattern of 6 days of work and 1 day of rest. So you might notice certain days of the week you feel heavier or more emotional. Some days you can push through almost anything. And another day you just hit a wall. And you know what happens? When you work several days in a row, picking up extra shifts or doing or never really getting a full day to unplug, your weekly rhythm never gets a true reset. And your mind, your body, and your spirit needs a kind of seventh day exhale, even if it's not done perfect. Because without it, everything starts to blend together and life feels like work, home, repeat on autopilot or on that hamster wheel. Yeah, right? That's what it starts to feel like. And there is no real pause when you keep going and never having that pause or that exhale or that seventh day exhale, if you will. Okay. So that's your weekly rhythm. And lastly, we have a seasonal rhythm, how our bodies, moods, and energy shift across the year. This is sometimes called a circannual rhythm, a yearly pattern that responds to changes in light and seasons. So instead of getting too scientific here, I want you to think about the feel of each season. So in the fall, we're in a season of release and reflection. Remember last week when I said my Aunt Maddie, my mom's Aunt Maddie, so she was my great aunt, she would always say that life in nature is a teacher and you have to be still or pause in order to get the lessons. So this is our time to follow what Aunt Maddie said, to pay attention to life and nature. So again, fall is a time of release and reflection, a time to pause and evaluate what's working and what isn't. So think about the trees during the fall. They're releasing their leaves, and we can gently let go of what no longer serves us as well and make room for what's more meaningful. We talked about the winter a little bit last week, but let's just recap here. Winter is a time of rest and deep roots, a season to slow down and reflect. Growth may not be visible on the outside, but roots are going deeper. And winter reminds us that rest is not laziness, it's a part of the cycle of growth. Then we get to the spring, which is a time of renewal and new beginnings. And I just want to stick a pin here and circle back because remember last week we talked about in January, that's when, we're always kind of forced into or pushed into, or the culture is that's when you're to do your New Year's resolution, do all the things new. But I would ask us to revisit that and think of spring as that time because that's when it's renewal and new beginnings. Your energy rises, the days lengthen, and new life appears. It's a time to start again. Plant small habits and lean into fresh possibilities. And then we get into the summer. Expression and celebration. That's what we do in the summertime. A time to live more outwardly, connecting, creating, and enjoying what has grown. We get to honor how far we've come and let ourselves feel fully alive. So again, as a little recap here, each season carries its own purpose. Fall is to release, winter is to rest, spring is growth, summer is celebration. And when we move with the seasons, instead of fighting them, self-care feels more like alignment and less like a battle. So, we always have our reset assignment for the week. So this is what I invite you to do this week. Observe your rhythms with curiosity, not judgment, and pick one to pay attention to, be it your daily rhythm, your weekly rhythm, or your seasonal rhythm. And then write one sentence in your journal, your notes, in your notes app, or on a sticky note. And this is what it can start out saying, that one sentence. Right now, my daily, weekly, or seasonal rhythm feels like, and you fill in the blank. And that's all you do. No fixing, no blaming, just awareness. And remember, we can't align with a rhythm we haven't slowed down long enough to notice. So as you head back to your day, I want to leave you with this thought. Self-care works better when you're in rhythm with your body and with nature. It is a spiritual connection. So I know I don't ask you this often, but I also want to invite you, if you're watching on YouTube, to subscribe to the channel. You know what happens when you subscribe and when you like? It sends a message to YouTube that this is valuable information to be shared with others. And so when you as well share with others, that also helps, because if you're finding value in what you're hearing here, you know, caring is sharing. So share with a sister who you feel could benefit from the things that we talk about here in the break room, giving them an opportunity to reset. So again, that's for YouTube and every other channel that we're streaming to, LinkedIn and Facebook. Like and share with someone else. So thank you for joining me here in the break room and taking time for your self-care reset. And I wish you a wonderful week and see you back here next week.